To start my educational autobiography, LeClaire Christian Church is where it all began. I started pre-K and kindergarten there for about 2 years, as well as the summer daycare that the programs that they had. The teachers there, I still go back and see them from time to time since it's still really close to where I live. Having a couple neighborhood friends also helped out whenever I was going there, sharing a lot of memories and still talking to a lot of the friends that I made there to this day. Glen Carbon was next. I went there for about 2 years. This is actually where I got my choir start in all my education. I started choir there, as well as meeting a lot of my new friends, participating in the latchkey or the after-school programs was really popular for me since my parents both worked pretty late, and so they'd just come and get me, and as well as the other kids would stay after school was pretty common. Moving on to Woodland, I actually had a pretty traumatic experience here. It wasn't at school, but just the whole idea revolving around me being injured for pretty much 3/4 of the time that I was here. I was never able to really experience third and fourth grade to the full potential, but I did end up really liking this place. It was a great atmosphere, and it was a little bit of an older school whenever I was there, so I can only imagine what it is like now. I'm sure they have done some renovations, but probably not to the extent of what they actually need. I actually did win the paper airplane flight contest, so that was one of the highlights that I definitely remember to this day. But the traumatic experience was I tore my ACL when I was about 10 years old, and this had created a situation to where I wasn't able to participate with the other kids in PE and recess, and so I was always left out in a sense, but I eventually was able to recover. It took about a year and a half, so almost 3/4 of the time that I was at Woodland. So I actually transferred for my last year of elementary school to Albert Cassens, which was a brand new school built right next to my house pretty much. So I went there for my last year since it was closer, and I was actually required to go there. And then I did go there for 5th grade, so I only had 1 year. This is actually where I learned a lot of the sex education, as you can call it, for a public school. It was, to an extent, it was pretty decent and extensive. We actually watched the movie. The next stop was Liberty Middle School. This is where I actually met a lot of my friends that I actually had never had before this time. So a lot of my friends came from private schools, actually. But I had a mutual friend that I had played baseball with for a long time, and he had kind of introduced me to them, and so I kind of got enrolled into that friend group, and almost the rest is history. But my neighborhood squad there, these are the kind of the kids that I grew up with, called my brothers and sisters, and still do to this day. I do have a lot of baseball stories and friendships that are everlasting, and I still do connect with them from time to time today. But the highlight of my educational career has to be my Edwardsville High School. The high school was the premier high school in the state of Illinois, as our principal had always mentioned in the morning announcements. So I think it was just a great experience here. Obviously the homecoming pictures and everything like that, but the school was pretty new for the district, and it was actually about 2,500 kids that were enrolled in there. So my class was about 500 to 600 kids, having about 580 total end up graduating. And so this was just kind of just some recaps on my class video, my prom with my girlfriend at the time, and it was just a great atmosphere. Our tour de Grove, Center Grove, was the road that we always rode our bikes on. The seniors rode our bikes on for the last day of school. It was kind of a senior tradition, and I'm pretty sure it still is today. we would have the police officers block off the road, and we'd all ride our bikes and scooters and some even motorcycles down the road and into the parking lot. And then my graduation, as I said, 580 graduated. Some of my closest and lifelong friends made from this school, and um, some memories that I'll never be able to forget. The teachers were awesome at this school. I do appreciate every single one of them that really helped me gain a better understanding of what I wanted to do next in life and my future college goals and plans. Baseball ended up being the main priority in a sense for my next college, but I never did look down on the educational part. So I made sure whenever I did pick my next journey and my next educational experience that it was going to be the right fit for me. It helped me move forward to the next 2 years I experienced at Rockhurst. And I'm extremely thankful for those 2 years that I was able to spend there, and I'm glad I'm at where I'm at right now, and I'm glad I got to experience Rockhurst with all of you guys being my classmates. And thank you guys so much, and have a great day.